there have been some people here in India who, in my mind, have had a very weird response to these protests in Iran. Now, at this, on one hand, they say they claim that they stand with the women in Iran, but at the same time, they also argue in favor of hijab in schools in India. Uh, and despite very well knowing that extremist groups like the recently banned PFI were actually driving much of this issue in the last few months, especially in Karnataka that we saw. And the Supreme Court is also due to, give its judgment on this, where basically young Muslim girls who did not wear hijab earlier suddenly started wearing hijab and going in this, which was going against the school's regulations, and that created a huge controversy that unfolded in the way we saw. Um, Arsha ji, what I wanted to know from you is hijab really a choice?
No, it's not a choice because what the people that you said are making these false equivalences about the protests in Iran and this Karnataka hijab rule. It's not the same thing. These, I think it started in December 2020. Six girls having absolutely no problem at all these years suddenly decide that they want to wear hijab. People forget that there were other Muslim girls also in that particular educational institute, right? They didn't have any objections. Later investigations turned out that one of the girls had a father who was probably affiliated with the PFI, which has now been banned. So you have to understand why a mountain was made out of a molehill. It's an insidious agenda because that is exactly what happened in Kashmir as well. If you see the pre and post photographs of Kashmir, see the pre and post photos of Iran, 1970s. See the pre and post photos of Afghanistan. Women in all these places were perfectly normal, clothing. So were they not Muslims at that time? What is the sudden thing about religious identity, attached to a headscarf? So people need to understand the history of this hijab, being used as a political tool. Uh, Karnataka Row hijab, again, not to forget that it has not been banned in India anywhere. If a woman wants to wear a headscarf or a burqa or a niqab, women can do that. I've been on social media platforms telling Iraqi women, telling Iranian women, ki, no, we haven't banned it. The only thing is that a private education institute or a governmental institute, which has certain rules and norms for the uniform, they have banned it in the classroom. As soon as a girl comes out of the classroom in the corridor or outside the gates, she is perfectly free to don it again. It's just to maintain the secular credentials of the educational institute, the classroom. In a classroom, you'll have girls or boys from various backgrounds. तो वो maintain करने के लिए है. But then we have breaking India forces, and they are very strong in India. So they will pick. They just need to pick up one agenda. So they will pick up the agenda of the hijab. And this is just to build the narrative that Muslims are oppressed in India. They will pick up a lynching incident, which is unfortunate, yes, but it's not the norm in India, and it is just to feed that narrative that Olympics of oppression, as I call it, that हमारे साथ बहुत ही नाइंसाफी हो रही है. Again, throwing away attention from the fact that the Muslim world needs a lot of introspection since not just 9/11, not just 26/11, not just Afghanistan, Taliban, not even just Iran. It goes way, way back,
Right.
right? So it's just a political tool, and that's unfortunate that people are correlating it. It's a completely different case. Women are nothing is banned in India. Women can go about as they want. The only thing that we object to, see, as an adult woman, if somebody wants to wear a hijab, I have no issues.
Yeah.
But the problem is that inevitably, 99% of the times, those women turn around and slut shame us who do
Right.
not want to wear a hijab, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, you cannot say it's a choice for a toddler. अगर आप एक छोटी बच्ची जो 6-7 साल की है, even if she's 11 or 12 years old, she is not of that mental makeup to make a choice. बचपन से अगर आप उसको ये बोलते जा रहे हो, ये आप इस आपकी piety इसके साथ जुड़ी हुई है, आप how religious you are is attached to the headscarf that you wear. That doesn't mean it's a choice. It's definitely not a choice. Yes, I have had grandmothers and mothers who've donned the hijab, but they do it later in age. When you've grown up, you've nurtured your families, and now you just want to turn your whole attention towards God. And फिर वो अपना वो एतिकाफ करती थी, उसको कहते हैं, they do this, they don the white, the chadar, they cover everything, and their social life is diminished, and they just want to focus on God. That is there, right? That's a choice. That is
Yeah.
something even I respected from my mother when she started doing this.
Right.
But then this whole culture that you cannot wear it.
Yeah.
You cannot that if you're not wearing it, then you're not a good person, that you're not a religious person, that you don't believe in God. This is absolute nonsense. So it's definitely not a choice. Not a choice.
Very true. Very
I've
true.
even those people, I've heard about incidents in the West where people have gone and just ripped off the headscarf of Muslim women. That is also wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're encroaching on the privacy of a woman.
Yes.
Right? Whatever, however way. But then उसमें फिर वो argument भी है ना कि if she wants to go with certain Western type,
Yeah.
dresses, you cannot object to her. You cannot turn around and call her a slut.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Very true, Arshia ji, and thanks for sort of putting that in perspective. Because a lot of times in the noise, on social media and in the discussions that we see these days, that nuance is missing.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.